How will the Antichrist rise? Biblical. Daniel 7 speaks of the fourth beast, which represents Rome. Then I saw a fourth beast. It was different from any of the other beasts, and it had 10 horns. As I was looking at the horns, suddenly a little horn appeared among them. It tore out 3 of the horns that were already there. This horn had human eyes and a mouth that was boasting proudly. The fourth beast is the fourth empire that will be on earth. The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who will rule that empire. Then another king will appear. He will be very different from the earlier ones and will overthrow 3 kings. He will speak against the supreme God and oppress God's people. He will try to change their religious laws and festivals. And God's people will be under his power for 3.5 years. In Daniel 2, in the statue of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, Rome is represented by the iron legs, and the iron goes on to the feet, partly iron and partly clay. Rome still goes on. The 10 toes represent 10 kings who will rule that kingdom, partly strong and partly weak. When the dragon goes to the seashore, the 10 horns are already there. Remember Daniel 7? The 10 horns from the fourth beast are there before the little horn arrives. The little horn is the leopard beast from the sea. The dragon stood on the seashore. Then I saw a beast coming up out of the sea. It had 7 heads and 10 horns, and a crown on each of its horns. On each of its head a name of blasphemy to God. It looked like a leopard, with feet of a bear and a mouth like a lion. The dragon gave the beast his power, throne, and authority. The leopard beast that comes out of the sea is the little horn in Daniel 7. The little horn has a mouth that is boastful against God. He will blaspheme the name of God, all who dwell in heaven, and his tabernacle for 42 months. He will sit in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. He will defeat God's people and go off to ask the rest of the world. This is when the beheading and imprisonment of saints will begin. This is the opposite of the well-known entry of the Antichrist, which is widespread by the dispensational church, who teaches the Antichrist will come with a peace agreement for Israel, which will last for 7 years using Daniel 9 verse 27, promising to build them a temple and does. Just when they believe he is the Messiah, he demands worship and set the abomination of desolation, and they refuse, leading to the temple destruction. This lie comes out of a created gospel of end times. First of all, the 70 weeks are for the restoration of Jerusalem and temple. For 7 weeks, Jerusalem and the temple are restored. It stands for 62 weeks and the Messiah dies. For 1 week, the city and the temple is destroyed, not by the king, but by the army of the king. And history tells us the temple and Jerusalem was destroyed by the Romans 70 AD. The king was Vespasianus Flavius, who sent 4 legions of army with his son Titus Flavius, who was his general, to Judea to end the Jewish revolt. 4 legions is a lot of people. That's a covenant with many to end the Jewish revolt. The temple was destroyed. They looted it as shown in the Arch of Titus. Nothing in scripture says the Antichrist rebuilds a temple. This was created by dispensationalists to make sense of how the temple gets destroyed when there's no visible temple in Jerusalem today. Trump is helping Israel to get peace with the Arab nations. They believe their lie that Trump will rebuild a 3rd temple. You will get that temple there by the sun. Trump does not fit the description of the Antichrist. He is not the Antichrist, will not be the Antichrist, not today, not tomorrow, not on any day be the Antichrist. The Bible gave us way too many things to look out for the Great Tribulation, not for us to create our own things. Biblically, It's the temple first, then the two witnesses. After they finish the 42 months of their testimony, the beast from the abyss comes out and declares war and kills them. The beast from the abyss is the beast that carries the woman and matches the description of the dragon. A link to a video about this is on the online screen and the description box. Then the woman in the desert for 1260 days in a place prepared for her by God. The dragon loses a battle against Michael and is thrown down to the earth and sea. Note this because he will use it later. The dragon will go after the woman one last time with a flood. The earth will help the woman and drain the water. Then he will use the sea he was thrown down on to rise the Antichrist. And later he will use the earth to rise the false prophet. So, how does he enter the scene? With a deadly wound. The Antichrist just shows up with a wound that had healed. This amazes the world and gains him a following. The people of the earth rebel against God and worship the Antichrist and the dragon, asking who is like the beast and who can make war with him. This is admiration to a man that has a deadly wound that has healed. Thank you for watching.